Thank you everyone for joining our next session. Today we have Chandan Kumar, who is a senior Sitecore certified developer, along with Koushik Mukherjee, who is a Sitecore lead and Sitecore MVP 2024. The topic they will be speaking today is set up Solr Cloud with Zookeeper for Sitecore XP. So hoping for a great session. Over to you, Koushik.
Thank you. Thank you, Arjun. I hope you can all can see my screen.
Yes, Koushik.
Thank you very much to join. Welcome you all to the session. I believe it's Friday evening, but thank you very much for joining. Today we will discuss about Solr Cloud with Zookeeper for Sitecore XP. Before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Koushik Mukherjee. I'm Sitecore lead at LNG Consultancy. I'm Sitecore MVP 2025. I have more than 18 years of IT experience, out of which more than 9 years in Sitecore technologies. I'm a Sitecore XP and XM Cloud certified developer. Currently, my role is as a solution architect and also helping the development team, requirement gathering and all. You can connect me in my email ID on 1983.kosik@gmail.com, as well as you can connect me in LinkedIn. Chandan, can you please
Yeah,
introduce yourself?
thanks, Koushik. Thanks. About me, I am a Sitecore certified senior software developer in Everengy Consultancy and having 15 years of experience in application development and more than 12 years in Sitecore. So I worked with Sitecore 6.3 to Sitecore 10. Right now, currently working with Sitecore XM Cloud along with Solr Cloud, Sitecore CDP and XConnect. So that's me from my side. So thanks, Koushik. Over to you.
Thank you, Chandan. So today our agenda is first we will try to understand what is Solr Cloud, a brief on Solr Cloud, then the Zookeeper, what is Zookeeper, and why we need Zookeeper for Solr Cloud, and how to configure or how to do the setup for Solr Cloud with Zookeeper, and what will be our connection string for this, and some key points that we need to remember. Then we'll show you a detailed demo on this, and definitely we have time for the question answer after that. So let me start. So what is Solr Cloud and what it offers? So basically Solr Cloud, as we know that Solr Cloud is a mode of running Apache Solr that support distributed, scalable and front-end search services. So it used when you want high availability, I mean a scalable architecture and a automated failover architecture, then we should use the Solr Cloud environment. So what it's basically offered, it offered distributed indexing and search. It means that, I mean, you can split your data into the shard. So each handle the subset of the data. Queries can be run all across the shards. Then replication. Replication means that each shard can have multiple replications. I mean multiple copies. So that if one node fails, then another replica takes over. So you can have multiple nodes. Faulty tolerance and high availability. I mean, when a single node fails, then what happens? The system actually choose or elect the next leader. The zookeeper elect the next leader. So and it and also it try to node. So that's why ability also. Central configuration and coordination via Zookeeper. So you do not need to copy or create the configuration for every node. You just need to put it in the Zookeeper. So you will have a single, I mean, centralized configurations there in the Zookeeper, and it maintained globally for all the nodes. Also automatic load balancing and failover for the queries. So what happens is that suppose a node is down, so Zookeeper automatically detect that. So it make another one as a leader and it send that request to another one. So and also tries to keep up the failed one. So it automatically load balance the queries. So that's why it also has the high availability. Now, the key differences between the Solr we are mainly using in the Sitecore, normal Solr and Solr Cloud. So the Solr has architecture of master and slave. So it's mainly have one master and one slave. So maybe slave would be replicated, but it do not have the scaling or failover architecture. You need to scale it manually, or you need to manage the failover manually. Automatically, you cannot do it. So here comes the Solr Cloud. So Solr Cloud can automatically manage the leader election, the routing, handling the node failure, and all using Jupyter. So that is the main difference between Solr and Solr Cloud. Now we are discussing about Zookeeper. So what is Zookeeper? So Zookeeper is a distributed coordination and configuration management service offered from Apache. So it actually, what it does, it actually helps to manage distributed system, large distributed system. Let's say Solr Cloud. Solr Cloud is a, you can consider as a large distributed system. So it actually helps to manage that. I mean, how it managed? It actually managed using centralized configuration management. Means it has a consistent configuration across all Solr nodes. I mean, you can have because it is managed from a single source. Then leader election. Leader election means that it automatically decide that which Solr node will act as a leader and which one of the shard. So that election is done automatically by Zookeeper. Then this cluster state management. I mean, it actually keeps metadata for each node, which are alive, which node is alive, which shard and replica exist, and their status. So everything it managed automatically. Okay, so it managed the cluster state also. Synchronization. Synchronization means ensure that all nodes, it ensure that all nodes agrees on the current cluster state, even during failures. And finally, the watch mechanism. So it actually, the Zookeeper, I mean, it actually watch the nodes and get notified that when any changes occur. Let's say, for example, if a node is down, then it is actually watching that, and it instantly change the someone else as a leader node. So it automatically do that, this watch mechanism. So these are some of the key functionalities of Zookeeper. Now, why we should use Zookeeper with Solr Cloud? That is because cluster state tracking, we already discussed that Zookeeper keeps the metadata information for leaders, for replicas, shards. So you do not need to manage it manually. Leader election, when a node is down, when the leader node is down, then Zookeeper automatically make another one as a leader. So the failure, automatic failure management is there. So that's why we should use Zookeeper. Configuration storage. I mean, we will have a centralized configuration section. We do not need to copy the config for each node. Node discovery. So it actually registered that which nodes of Solr are currently in live, in the active state, as well as failover and recovery. So it automatically try to recover the failover node automatically. So that actually helps to recover the failover nodes. So that's why we should use Zookeeper with Solr Cloud. Now the architecture, we will show you the architecture while the demo, how we did the setup and all. But our architecture, what we actually implemented for the demo purpose, we have three Zookeeper cluster. We have two Solr nodes running into 8983 and 8984 port. And we are actually doing all the synchronization, failure management, fault tolerance, everything using the Zookeeper. That we will show you in the demo. Next, while we doing the setup, definitely we will give you it in the demo, but let me just inform you that while doing the setup, what all you need to keep in mind. First of all, you must have Java installed in your system. So OpenJDK 11 and Java home environment variable should be there. And you can verify that if the Java is installed in your system or not by just a Java version. from the command prompt, it will give you that it will actually notify you if it is installed or not and which version is installed. And also, as we are actually running these Zookeeper, Zookeeper node as a services. So that's why we are using this NSSM, Not Sucking Service Manager, to create the Windows services for Solr and Zookeeper in our local environment. So you can just download it, NSSM file, and you can extract it and put it in the drive so that you can use it to creating the Windows service. So these two are mainly the prerequisites you need to take care before installing. Next is set up the Zookeeper. So as I previously informed you that we are actually managing three Zookeeper cluster. So that's why we created three folders. So we created one Zookeeper folder, and under that we created Zookeeper 1, Zookeeper 2, and Zookeeper 3. These three, and we actually copy all the binary files that we actually when we downloaded it. So we got the zip file. So we actually copied all the folder and configuration, everything into all three these folders, 1, 2, and 3. Then what it is that we update the zoo config for each node, 1, 2, and 3. With the port ID. I mean, we actually have three different ports. First one we have 2181, then 2182, then 2183. So each one have different ports. Each one have different IDs. I mean, you need to put the IDs for each and every Zookeeper. So first one we keep at 1, second one is 2, third one is 3. The ID is 1, 2, and 3 for all three folders. So you need to update that. There is a file called my ID. We'll show you that. Into that my ID file, you need to provide the ID number there. And we need to provide the port. And it port must have leaders and followers port. So you can see the first one starts with 22888, 2889, 2890. So these are leaders port. And starts with 3. These 3 are actually followers port. So that you must provide there in the configuration. Once this configuration is done, then what you need to do is that you need to make sure the port. I mean, we are running the Zookeeper, all these Zookeeper in 2181, 2182, and 2183 port. So you need to make sure that these ports are allowed from your Windows firewall. And you can also test it. You just need to test net connection localhost port 2181. You can run it from the PowerShell. It will actually give you the current status. It is open or not. Once it is open, all three nodes are open. Then what you can do is that you can create the Zookeeper services. See, we created 3 services, 1, 2, and 3 using NSSM. It is pretty simple creating the services using NSSM. You just need to provide the path, and it creates the services. Need to provide the services name, and it's create as a services. Okay, so we created 3 services for this. Now finally, you need to do the setup for Solr Cloud within the Solr Cloud. So within the Solr, currently we are running Solr in 2 ports in our single server, in our local environment, dev environment, in a single server. One is running in 8983, another one is running in 8984. Okay. And the Solr's localhost. So you should have the same SSL certificate as it is localhost. So local 8983/Solr, something, and 8984/Solr. So you should have the SSL certificate, self-signed definitely. And these following configuration must be there within the solr.in.cmd. So you all know that Solr has a configuration file, solr.in.cmd. So there we need to add it. We'll show you where JK host. So we need to provide the Zookeeper port. So Zookeeper is also running in localhost with this port ID. So you need to provide that. Then you need to restore the Solr services, and we need to run this command from any Solr node. This particular command. So it will actually configure the HTTPS communication between Zookeeper clusters. That's it. So you need to run it. Once that is successfully done, you can see in the Solr admin these two things. I mean, it is run. Okay. So this you will get in the within the Solr, and here you will get the Zookeeper status and all information from this cloud, not from dashboard. But if you open the Solr, it will actually give you an option called cloud, left hand menu section. That if you click on cloud, it will show you the node, which all are actually up, and the uses and everything. And also you can check the Zookeeper status from there. Okay, we'll show you that. And finally, once everything is done, what you need to do, you need to provide the connection string. So localhost, we are actually running it in localhost. If you are running it in pre-prod or production, then you will have the URL for Solr. Maybe like production dot your client name dot com, something like that, /Solr. So, and you will have a load balance environment for Solr. So you can have multiple instances of Solr. It will manage, the load balance will manage it. So you just need to put there, but here we actually providing, creating this demo in localhost. So we are providing localhost colon 8984, and you can change it manually, 8984 or 83. But this must be true. Solr Cloud equals to true. This is very important. This one definitely is familiar to you. This one is very important. Solr Cloud equals to true. And finally, there are some key points to remember. First of all, technically you need at least 3 Zookeeper nodes for Solr Cloud setup. Why 3? I mean, either 3 or 5 or 7, because I mean, it actually elect maximum 2. I mean, out of 3, the 2 will elect something. One is, I mean, that you need to finalize. I mean, either 3 or 5, so that you can get the maximum number. That out of 3, 2 is electing this. Out of 5, 3 is electing this. That you should get it. Then it is very important that you test the port 8981, 82, or 80. I mean, whatever port you are using, these are the default ports. Whatever port you are using for the Zookeeper, that is accessible, and that is working in your localhost. And finally, this command you must run. Command set in the Solr Cloud cluster wide URL schema for to HTTPS in Zookeeper. So run it in HTTPS. This is very, very important. And what are the situation and how it elects the leader? So if one node is down, it actually elects the reader, the remaining replica known and active. So how it elect? It can elect the leader. How? The remaining node, which one is active, it actually makes that as a leader. Both the nodes are down, 8983 and 84, both are down. Then what? It cannot select it. So Solr can't verify, and it's safe to lead, because if both the Solr are down, it cannot make anyone lead. That obvious if both are down. If you have three are down, then you cannot make someone as a lead. So at least one needs to be active. Both nodes are down, both start. Then it actually compare the replica and elect the safest leader. So if one is down, it will make another one as active and leader. If both are down, it cannot make anyone leader. But if both are down and both starts, it will compare the replica and elect the safest one as a leader. So next is the demo. So I'd request Chandan to show you the demo. Chandan, if you please.
Thanks, Koushik. Yeah. So before I start the demo, just want to give few things on the Solr Cloud. So for the first time I heard the word cloud. So the perception
Sorry,
of
Chandan, your voice is a bit low.
okay. Is it fine now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the first time when I heard the word cloud, so I thought it's a SaaS product and we are going to use it. So that's a misconception about the Solr Cloud, which I want to mention it. So it's not like any SaaS product. It's a normal standalone source service which gets converted into a cloud format. So that is one thing. And those who have worked with the previous version of Solr before the Solr Cloud, so there was the concept of master and slave. And in case the master gets down, then we used to have a manual intervention to make the other one the master. So that was a big issue. And what Solr Cloud does, it's just automate everything which Koushik mentioned in the PPT. It's totally automate the things which was not before in the Solr. So moving to the demo part. Let me see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Chandan.
Yeah, thank you. So let me. So to do the setup of the Solr Cloud, you need few things on your local system up and running. One is the Solr services, two Solr services, and the downloaded Zookeeper. So these are the software I just want to mention. So you need to have the JDK and the Zookeeper and the Solr. So download a new system. So first of all, I will go to the file system first. So this is the Zookeeper folder. So whenever you download a Zookeeper, it will give you a file system, right? So the same file system I have replicated in three names. One is Zookeeper 1, one is Zookeeper 2, and one is the Zookeeper 3. The same folder, right? Once you unzip it, just rename it with three names, 1, 2, and 3. So what specific changes you have to make in each of the Zookeeper 1 node? I will just show you the configuration part first. So if you go to the config, so there is a file zoo.config, right? Open it, right? Yeah. So yeah, just see this one. So you can see this client port, right? This is very important. So on this is a Zookeeper client port on which the Solr nodes communicate with Zookeeper. This is the client port. So this is very important. I want to mention it. And the last one is these three: server 1, server 2, server 3. So we are having three Zookeeper nodes, and this is server 1.1. It was still about Zookeeper 1. Dot 2, it's about Zookeeper 2, and dot 3, it's about Zookeeper 3. So the port 2888 or 2889 or 2890, this is used by the follower to communicate with the reader. So on this port, they communicate with the reader, each of the Zookeeper. And the port number 3888, 3889, 3890, this is for the reader election. So on this port, they take the decision which will be the reader of the Zookeeper, right? So this is very important from the configuration point of view. So this is one of the file which is important. Now going to the other file. If you go to the data, there is a file my ID, right? If you open it, so we just mention the ID number. So in the zoo.config, I have mentioned you there was a server.1. So by this ID, it understand that this is the Zookeeper 1 node, right? So in the same manner, in the other folders, you have to go to the Zookeeper 2 node. If you go, here you can see, since it's a node 2, you have to mention the number 2 and make sure this file has no extension. That is important, right? So you have three, yeah. So finally you got the three Zookeeper 1, 2, 3, right? Now I will go to the services. You can see I have three services running in my local system, right? Zookeeper 1, 2, 3. Because these three is important because it can take the decision who will be the reader, right? If we have two nodes, then if one vote for the Zookeeper 1 and other vote for the other node, then they cannot take the decision. So the odd number is mandatory to make it working, right? So three should be always mandatory, minimum three Zookeeper nodes, right? And in my local setup, this was the Zookeeper part, and I have a Solr system, right? So you can see there are two Solr running in my system. This is one folder, this is another. And also if you see my services, in my services, you can see there is one Solr and there is another Solr node that is up and running, right? One is at 8983 and one is at 8984. Okay. Now, the configuration changes which you need to make in the Solr, that is important. Go to server. Solr. No. Okay. Just see this. Come here. You can see set Zookeeper host, right? So we have three Zookeeper node running on the port number 2181. One is running on 2182. One is running on 283. So if you give the entry, this entry, then the Solr will start communicating with your Zookeeper node. If it's not there, then it will not work. So this is very important from the Solr point of view, right? So this has to be done to make it working in the Solr Cloud. So this was the specific change which about the Solr. Now coming to the interface for the demo part, right? So you can see I have two Solr nodes, right? One is 8984 and one is running at 8983. Now you can see this is the cloud, right? It's showing both the nodes, right? 8983, 8984. And if you go to the Zookeeper status, you can see there are three Zookeeper nodes. One is 2181 running, one is running on the 2182, and one is running on the port number 2183. You can see the Zookeeper server state, right? This is the follower, this is the reader, and this is again follower. So they make one out of three, they make one of the Zookeeper nodes as a reader, right? And it has all the metadata about the replica and everything, right? So this is about the Zookeeper section. Now you come to the graph. This is very important and critical part to understand. So you can see there is an index demo.master.index, right? And there is a shard one, and this shard one has two replica, right? You can see one is deep green, right? 8984. So 8984 is the right now reader for this shard, and 8983 is the follower, right? And if I make the port 8983 down, 8984 down, you will see that 8983 become the reader. So let me first go to your Sitecore. I will show you how it works. Go to the so this is my connection string of the Sitecore instance. So right now you can see this one site localhost 8984. It's pointing right. Our Sitecore is pointing to 8984, and if you see here, you can see here 8984 is our reader. Right now it's pointing to 8984. Since I don't have the load balancer set up in my local system, so I am just pointing to one of the specific Solr instance. We'll see how it works. So let me go to the content editor, right? Let me, and you can see there is an item test, right? Let's have this one. Oh, this was not published, right? You can see it gave the search Athala, right? It search. So the search worked on the port number 8984, right? So right now we are pointing to 8984 in our connection string, right? So let me make one of the Solr node down. Okay, let me make which one down? This was 8983. This one. Let me stop it. Let's see which got down. Yeah, 8984 is down. Correct. And if you see the interface, now you can see for both here the other is down, right? So now it's pointing to 8983. And if you do my search, right? If I do my search, then it will not work. Let me search it again. Right? It's down and it will not work. Now let me change the connection string to 8983.
We change the connection string manually because it is localhost. Otherwise, if it is load balance environment, then it managed accordingly.
Yeah, okay. Now let's see. Let me search again. You get the item, right? So you can see now it's picking to 8983, right? All the nodes are updated, right? Yes. Now we are getting the data from the 8983 replica, right? So, and this is managed by Zookeeper. Let me again update the content and you can see this will work. If I update my content, see again it worked, right? So the same index got working, right? As you can see, because it's pointing to a 8983 and this is now the reader. The same way, if I go, let me start this one. This is down, this is up. Let me make it up. Now it's up. If you see the interface now, so now if you go to the cloud section and if you see both are up now and see the other one 8984 is recovering. So it will take some time. You can see the state is recovering, right? It will take some time and it will again become the follower. But the reader will be 8983 because it was up that time. So again, if you make it 8983 down, then 8984 will become the reader. So you can see the state is changing right now. It's recovering, and after some time, it will become active. Let me see. Yeah. So yeah, you can see on the master index, right? It become active here. So I guess here also it will become active. 1084. Yeah, you can see initially it was recovering and now it's active, right? So this is the change in the state of the node, right? And this is all done by Zookeeper. So in the initial days, we have to go, let's see the master gets down, then you have to go manually make the changes to make the other node a master, and then it works. But with Zookeeper, and so it automates everything which is needed to make the other node up and down, and all the replica data is handled by the site Zookeeper. So this is from the demo part. So we can have our question section.
Thank you, Chandan.
Yeah, thanks.
First of all, thank
If
you,
you have any
Koushik.
question, please.
Yeah.
Let me
Thank you,
know.
Koushik and Chandan, for showing us demo and going detail in Zookeeper. Anyone having any questions? Okay, cool. In case if you have any questions earlier, you can connect with Koushik and Chandan to get it more details. Thank you everyone for joining our session.
Yeah, thanks all.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.